Coming up on Point News, remembering our nation's veterans, past and present, the special ceremony held right here on campus.
Playing video games for 24 straight hours? How did these Point Park students put their gaming skills to good use for a very special cause?
Big changes for city workers, the mayor's plans for minimum wage, plus how much will it cost the city? Point News starts now.
Live from the Point Park University Broadcast Center in downtown Pittsburgh, this is Point News.
Good afternoon, I'm Maggie McCauley.
And I'm Nick Frisola. This week marked a very special occasion for the nation, Veterans Day. I was able to attend the event Point Park held right here on campus to celebrate the day.
There are many holidays in this nation, some more special than others. One of the more memorable and special holidays is Veterans Day. Veterans Day, a time of remembrance, a time of appreciation, and a time of celebration. This is the day that we celebrate the brave men and women that served our country and, more importantly, gave us the freedoms that we fight for every day.
We as a country owe you a great debt of gratitude for all that you have done to provide the freedom that we enjoy each and every day.
Point Park hosted its second annual Veterans Day celebration in Village Park yesterday. The event was to celebrate all of the veterans in the country, particularly the ones who go to Point Park University. The keynote speaker for the event was State Representative Jake Wheatley, who was a veteran from the first Gulf War.
The older I get, the more I appreciate this day because it just brings back all of the time, energy, and experiences of my own personal journey.
The event was started when Gary Bracken, the Vice President of Enrollment Management, said that Point Park needed to reorganize the veteran student population that continues to grow every year. Dean of Students Keith Palo not only hosted the event, but also comes from a long military family.
To do more, and we continue to need to do more as we've added the Veterans Lounge and the Student Center, a nice place for them to congregate and to meet and so on. And just something like this, a ceremony that just says, again, on the 11th day of the 11th month, to say thank you, veterans, for your service.
They mean to me, it's a remembrance, not memorial in a sense, but remembrance as in the sacrifice the individuals have made of their own personal lives.
This week was also special because it marked the 240th anniversary of the United States Marine Corps. Reporting for Point News, I'm Nick Frisola. Tuesday was the fourth Republican presidential debate. The major focus this time around? The economic issues. Ben Carson talked about the economic effect of the minimum wage increase, while Jeb Bush pitched economic growth and Marco Rubio addressed the value of college education. Donald Trump, meantime, spoke about his plan to deport millions of illegal immigrants. The next Republican debate will be held on December 15th, live on CNN.
President Barack Obama will be the first U.S. president to be featured on the cover of an LGBT publication when he appears on Out Magazine's 100th issue. The president is being recognized as the magazine's Ally of the Year. Mr. Obama earned the distinction primarily because of his support for the community and efforts to secure the legalization of same-sex marriage earlier this year. In the publication, President Obama talks about various topics, including the first openly gay person he knew and Kentucky clerk Kim Davis. The magazine hits newsstands next week.
Pittsburgh Mayor Bill Peduto issued an executive order raising the minimum wage for city workers to $15 an hour. Currently, about 300 of the city's 3,100 workers make less than that. Under the mayor's plan, the minimum wage will increase incrementally, reaching $12.50 in 2017, $13.75 in 2019, and hitting the $15 mark by the year 2021. The pay rate increase will cost the city $150,000 by 2017.
Trib Total Media will cut 14% of its workforce as part of the company's strategic plan to focus on digital content. Out of the 1,100 employees on the payroll, 153 are slated to be laid off. The company also plans on downsizing print operations by consolidating the Pittsburgh, Greensburg, and Tarentum papers into one paper called the Tribune Review. Home delivery areas with fewer subscribers in Allegheny and Westmoreland counties will also be eliminated.
A group of Point Park students spent the weekend raising hundreds of dollars by playing video games. The Point Park Anime Club and Tabletop Tirade Club played video games for 24 straight hours in a charity program called Extra Life. The goal is to marathon games and raise money for a local hospital. Point Park student Jacob Sedlak came up with the idea.
A fun activity.
Yeah.
It's relatively easy too. Hell, you can marathon a game all you want. What? You just, need caffeine and proper motivation. I'd say helping the sick is a pretty good motivation, actually.
The two groups raised close to $300 for children's hospitals in Pittsburgh. They expect this to be an annual event every November. I think it's actually good that they did that. I remember I actually went to the event, and it was actually really fun. We had a good time, and we raised a lot of good money for a good cause.
Yeah, it's definitely a great cause, and what a better way than to do something fun to do that.
Yep.
Coming up on Point News, WPPJ's biggest event of the year is right around the corner. The station's plans to make its annual Rockathon better than ever.
And Point Park's record label has something new in the works. What that is? Well, find out next on Point News.
We are a social people. We share our inspiration, wisdom, creations, and memories. We share what makes us laugh and what angers us. Built on the notion of a free flow of ideas, our country thrives on the freedom of speech. Without it, who would watch over our governing powers? And how would we share our history to make a difference for the future? It's this freedom to share that gives us a reason to listen.
Start your morning with City News.
Start your morning with campus news.
Start your morning with political coverage.
Start your morning with fun.
Start your morning with us, only on Daybreak.
Did you know that Point Park has a cheerleading squad?
Don't get it confused.
Not only do our cheerleaders represent Point Park at regional and national competitions, but they also promote spirit and awareness of every sports team on campus. Come to any men's or women's varsity basketball game at home to watch the cheerleaders perform at halftime and cheer from the sidelines from the first jump ball to the final buzzer. Sports not your thing? You can catch the cheer team lead the crowd at the fall and spring pep rallies as well, or at several competitions around Pittsburgh each year. So what are you waiting for? Show the Point Park cheerleaders the support they show you.
We know you're wondering what the A-list celebrities are up to.
Well, here at Entertainment on Point, we're wondering too.
Have you heard about James Franco and Seth Rogen's new movie?
No, but have you heard Beyonce's new single?
Did you see what she was wearing on that red carpet?
Honey, that was not cute.
Did you see what happened on Scandal this week?
No, I was too busy keeping up with the Kardashians. No matter what your guilty pleasure is, we've got you covered.
Entertainment on Point. Get to the point of pop culture.
Yeah!
Pioneer Records has signed a new artist to its label. Their new singer and guitarist, John Rushlander, went to the Red Cayman Media studio near the Consol Energy Center on Wednesday to begin the recording of his new EP. To listen to John's music and other artists that signed up for Pioneer Records, go online to ppupioneerrecords.com to catch up on all the latest news and releases. Point Park students can also find internship information on their website for those interested in careers in music and artist management.
WPPJ's yearly event Rockathon is coming up next week. But how will this year stand out from the rest? Point News reporter Aubrey Henkin has the story.
Usually WPPJ broadcasts from this room right back here. But during Rockathon, WPPJ will be broadcasting from right here in this hallway in order for the DJs to be able to interact with students and faculty.
Rockathon is broadcast for 67 straight hours. This long-running tradition is a staple at Point Park University, and it also benefits a local charity.
We've been doing it for 35 years now. It's the 35th annual, so we started approximately in 1980 with it. And the big thing, besides just being a fun event that all the DJs have a lot of fun doing, is that it's also a fundraiser for the Early Learning Institute. All proceeds that we collect from Rockathon go directly to the Early Learning Institute.
Not only will DJs be playing music out here, but there are also tons of events planned to get students involved.
We have several events that I'm really excited about. The first one is Pie the President. It's going to be kind of our kickoff event, And we're actually going to have Blaine King, the president of USG, as well as President Hennigan has actually been gracious enough to volunteer for that as well. So he's going to be pied in the face. Students can buy tickets for $5 and pie either Blaine or the Hennigan or both. We are also going to be having a trivia contest. Students come up and answer trivia questions. We'll be doing a karaoke contest. We'll be doing an impersonation contest. We're also going to be doing some raffles. We're going to have some Pirates tickets, Pens tickets, a couple other baskets donated by some of the clubs here that students can buy raffle tickets for. So those are some of the items we're going to be raffling off.
Make sure you come on down to Lawrence Hall this Monday through Thursday to hang out, listen to some music, and donate to a good cause. Reporting for Point News, I'm Aubrey Henkin.
After growing protests over the handling of racial incidents at the University of Missouri, the university's president and the chancellor at the main campus in Columbia have resigned. President Tim Wolf and Chancellor R. Bowen Lofton announced their decisions Monday. In addition to the protest, faculty had threatened a walkout and the football team had threatened to strike over claims that the administration hadn't done enough to combat the racism on campus.
Another game, another major adjustment for the Steelers. The game plan for Sunday after Big Ben takes another hit.
And Starbucks is creating quite a stir with changes to its holiday cups. The decision that has some people threatening a boycott. After this.
Here at the Pioneers sideline, we get freshmen involved as quickly as possible so they get the real-world experience on air and behind the scenes to set themselves apart in internships and potential jobs. Blaine, where is that video? I needed it in KeyPro like yesterday.
All right, I got you, Chris. But I had a quick question for you guys.
What do you mean the questions? It's always a question. It's always a... What? Where is he? Blaine! 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 Freshman, you can't find any good ones anymore.
Ever wanted to be behind the mic and have the world listening to your show on campus? Well, it's just as simple as joining WPPJ, Point Park's student-run radio station, located on the second floor of Lawrence Hall, right next to the dining services. Listeners can tune in using Point Park's website or through the TuneIn app by searching WPPJ. WPPJ welcomes any new DJs that want to get involved, so be heard. Do you have what it takes?
An expression, a belief, a symbol, freedom to worship, an unspoken word. To express yourself means standing up for what you believe in. There's a freedom to worship and a freedom to live. To speak never saying a word, to love, to let your voice be heard. The light of your own path. For more information, visit www.freedomofspeechpsa.org.
Starbucks recently found itself at the center of controversy over the change to its holiday cups. The cups have always been known for having Christmas-themed designs, but this year the company just colored the cups red. Starbucks made this decision, it says, to embrace all religions.
I actually think it's absolutely wonderful that Starbucks has made their cups red, just so, everybody feels welcomed in the holiday season, not just specifically Christians, people who celebrate Hanukkah. It involves everybody, and I think that's what, honestly, the holiday season is all about.
Well, I think I'm going to miss the Starbucks designs of the Christmas stuff because, I don't know, I think the cup is kind of boring, and I think it's going to be hard for people to really get into the Christmas spirit.
Because of the change, some people say they're planning to boycott the company, including celebrities. Rob Lowe and presidential candidate Donald Trump. Interesting story that's causing quite a stir, so we'll have to keep you updated as we get more information about that.
Absolutely, everyone's going to have a different opinion on it. I'm sure it's not going to affect their sales too much, though. Well, when you hear Snoop Dogg's name, something other than rapping often comes to mind. Yep, marijuana. The rapper now has his own line of cannabis products called Leafs by Snoop. Some of the edible options include chocolate bars, gummies, and fruit chews. They're now on sale in different medical and recreational dispensaries in Colorado, which legalized recreational marijuana use in 2013. You know, I had a feeling he would do this one day. I mean, just because he's Snoop Dogg, he can get away with anything.
It's true, and he does have quite a variety of options right up front as well. So we'll see what he does with the line, but other than that, this week has been pretty rainy. I don't know if you've been outside a lot. I've had to take an umbrella every time I leave for class. But I guess we'll take a look and see what the weather's going to be like coming up the rest of the week.
Yep, let's send it over to Deshea Thompson to see if this rain will continue into this weekend. Deshea?
That's right. This week we experienced little rain. Well, today we experienced little rain, but the rest of your Thursday afternoon will be pretty clear. We are looking at temperatures in a high with upper 64 with a low of 43. And now for your weekend outlook. We see a high of 48 degrees on Friday and Saturday with a low of 36 degrees on Friday and a low of 33 degrees on Saturday. And for Sunday, we're looking at a high of 59 degrees, with a low of 33 degrees. So if you're heading out there, you might want to hang on to your hat because it's very windy this week. Now back over to Maggie.
Thanks to Shea. Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Landry Jones is preparing to make his second career start Sunday against the Cleveland Browns. Coach Tomlin is anticipating that starter Ben Roethlisberger will not be making an appearance in the upcoming game after a mid-foot sprain injury in last Sunday's win over the Oakland Raiders. On a morning sports talk show, Big Ben revealed that he takes his injuries week to week, so he is not completely ruling out the option of playing on Sunday. The Steelers have a bye next week, giving the quarterback 2 full weeks to recover before their 12-week matchup against the Seattle Seahawks. The Pittsburgh Pirates are looking to keep free agent pitcher Jay Happ on the roster for next season. Happ is in talks with the Buccos about re-signing his contract. There's mutual interest, but plans have not yet been formally discussed. He made $6.7 million this past year and is a free agent for the first time. He was traded to Pittsburgh this past July and became one of the more reliable arms in the starting rotation. The Pittsburgh Penguins had their second chance against the Montreal Canadiens last night at Consol Energy Center after losing their home opener to the team. This time, it went a lot better. The Pens beat the Canadiens in a shootout 4-3, and the Pens got goals from David Perrin and Sidney Crosby as Marc-Andre Fleury made saves. Pascal Dupuis was cleared after a medical scare this past weekend, giving the Penguins an early lead, bringing the score to a 2-1 lead after the first period, giving the Pens the confidence they needed to finish the game strong. Their next game is home tomorrow against the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Point Park men's soccer team won its first round game of the Kentucky Intercollegiate Athletic Conference against Cincinnati Christian University 5-0. Alan Romo scored 4 of those goals, bringing his season career total goals to 11. All of those goals happened during the first half of the game. The win gave Point Park a double-digit win season for the 5th straight time. The next matchup for the team is against number 2 seed in the tournament, West Virginia Tech. Both men's and women's cross-country teams came home with the first-place wins in the KIAC division. This is the first time ever in history that the university made this happen. After competing against 11 men's teams and 10 women's teams, Point Park has now qualified for nationals in Charlotte, North Carolina on November 21st.
Well, that does it for this week's Point News. Be sure to join us next Thursday live at 2 p.m.
Have a great week.
We are a social people. We share our inspiration, wisdom, creations, and memories. We share what makes us laugh and what angers us. Built on the notion of a free flow of ideas, our country thrives on the freedom of speech. Without it, who would watch over our governing powers? And how would we share our history to make a difference for the future? It's this freedom to share that gives us a reason to listen.
Start your morning with City News.
Start your morning with campus news.
Start your morning with political coverage.
Start your morning with fun.
Start your morning with us, only on Daybreak.
Did you know that Point Park has a cheerleading squad?
Don't stop.
Don't get it confused. Not only do our cheerleaders represent Point Park at regional and national competitions, but they also promote spirit and awareness of every sports team on campus. Come to any men's or women's varsity basketball game at home to watch the cheerleaders perform at halftime and cheer from the sidelines from the first jump ball to the final buzzer. Sports not your thing? You can catch the cheer team lead the crowd at the fall and spring pep rallies as well, or at several competitions around Pittsburgh each year. So what are you waiting for? Show the Point Park cheerleaders the support they show you.
We know you're wondering what the A-list celebrities are up to.
Well, here at Entertainment on Point, we're wondering too.
Have you heard about James Franco and Seth Rogen's new movie?
No, but have you heard Beyonce's new single?
Did you see what she was wearing on that red carpet?
Honey, that was not cute.
Did you see what happened on Scandal this week?
No, I was too busy keeping up with the Kardashians. No matter what your guilty pleasure is, we've got you covered.
Entertainment on Point. Get to the point of pop culture.